Good afternoon, everybody. This is Brian Hartman coming to you live from Ferris Plaza. We are here at 1859 Southeast Port St. Lucie Boulevard in Port St. Lucie. You could come and stop by. We've got coffee, we've got donuts, we've got stuff going on everywhere, a new thing happening every day. Pharus Global, you can find us at pharusglobal.com. We are an ecosystem of companies doing everything to help businesses scale, grow, and eventually reach an exit. We do lending, both residential and commercial. We do real estate, both residential and commercial. We've got insurance, personal lines and commercial lines of insurance. We do IT, we do marketing, we do financial management and bookkeeping. We've got payroll and PEO. Guys, we've got it all going on, even ATM placement. And we have some new stuff to talk about too, which is really exciting. Today is episode number 46, featuring Dave Ulloa from iHub Meta, who will be bringing on momentarily. If you guys have any questions as we go through, feel free to drop them in the comments, whether you're on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. We're going to be talking today about decentralizing the digital advertising world and how small businesses can win big with this. I'm excited to have you learn more about this. It's such a fantastic thing that's going to be happening and is happening all over the country. So without further ado, let's welcome Dave Ulloa. How are you?
What's up, Brian? Hey, you had me at coffee and donuts, bro. I didn't know every day is going to be, you might be seeing more of me at your office now.
Come on down. We've got it happening. We've got it all. You know, we could do lunch, we could do breakfast, anything you need, my friend, anything.
That is awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you having me on, and congratulations. You guys add so much value to the marketplace and help so many people and businesses with all the services that you guys provide. So I'm just super honored to be on this Zoom with you.
Yeah, we're excited to have you. You know, this Live at 5, we have different topics, different things going on all the time. I think what we're going to be talking about today is going to be one of the tops. I'm excited to get it out there. And I think, you know, before we really dig into it, maybe you can share a little bit about your story and your background and tell everybody about who you are.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate you, and good to at least connect with those of you that are watching the live or the replay. And just to give you a little background and kind of lead to what we're talking about today, I was originally grew up just like most people in New York, low-income family, and my parents taught us to go to school, get good grades so we can get a good job. So I followed that path, went on to college. I got a scholarship to play basketball, and I graduated with a degree in criminal justice. And so after playing a little pro ball in Australia, I came back, and everybody said, you got to get a job, you got to grow up, use your degree. So I became a police officer with the LAPD. Did that for close to a decade. And what I realized is I didn't know. I thought that after getting a good job, I was going to live the American dream. And after about 4 or 5 years, I realized I was living the American nightmare. I found myself in the rat race. I didn't even know that there was such a thing, but it was going to work, coming home, paying the bills, going to work, coming home, paying the bills. And every day I was doing the same thing. And it seemed like there was way more month at the end of the money, and the credit card bills started piling up. And now we bought a house in Burbank, California that we could barely afford. So now, 5 years into it, we are on the verge of a bankruptcy, on the verge of a foreclosure. My wife and I are fighting all the time, and we're working so hard just to pay the bills, and we hardly saw each other, so we're on the verge of a divorce. And I realized that if we didn't change what we were doing, then nothing was going to change. And that's when, Brian, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, yeah.
When I read that book, I literally, first book I ever read cover to cover, I couldn't put it down. And it started talking about so many things. And it said the number one way out of the rat race is to be your own boss, to start your own business. So whenever I talk to or I see business owners that are out there, whether you're a big business or a small business or a solopreneur, I champion you and I honor you because I know how much courage and how much emotional muscle it takes to even go from being a job and then going into owning your own business. It's a tremendous leap. And my wife and I, we did that. This was about almost 17 years ago, but we made a big mistake. So we read the book. It says, okay, get out of the rat race. You got to be your own boss. So I remember somebody told us, Brian, They said, if you love what you do, you never have to work a day in your life because you love what you do. So I sat my beautiful wife down, Yvette, and I said, babe, what do you love to do? And she said, shopping. And I said, okay, what do you love shopping for? And she said, clothes. So we thought we had this genius idea that we were going to take a home equity line out of our house, $20,000, and start a women's clothing retail store. We would buy our clothes wholesale downtown Garmick District, and then we would sell it up in Woodland Hills retail. But what we didn't know is what Robert didn't talk about was employees, workers' comp, retail, lease space, inventory, all of those things. But we were swinging the bat, and it gave us a first taste of entrepreneurship. And what we really realized was we didn't just want a business just to have a business. We wanted more freedom. We wanted time freedom and money freedom. But from that business, Brian, it led us to so many other ventures, to the point where we helped start the largest privately held travel company for 15 years. And we blew that out over $1 billion in sales in 2017. And from there, we just became serial entrepreneurs, where we have investments in business, online, offline. And so we love talking to other business owners, sharing ideas and strategies, which is kind of what led us to, about 6 months ago, what led us to this new venture that we're excited about helping small businesses with their screen strategies.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now you get to take what you learned and all the lumps and bumps along the way and teach people not to have those lumps and bumps, and get more and more people on the road to entrepreneurship, right?
Exactly. And to be honest with you, we teach people, but we also like them to fall off the cliff and learn the bumps themselves, because it's one thing to hear somebody else, but when you experience it, it makes you a lot more stronger, and you learn those lessons that you don't repeat again. So sometimes it's good to help entrepreneurs learn those lessons on their own, and then help them pick up by finding some answers and solutions.
So I have to pick on you a little bit also. So you and I got to meet each other in the crazy world of pickleball, of all things out there, right? Yeah. So you took your skills from the basketball court, and now you're jumping like a maniac on the pickleball courts. Right?
Yeah. Well, and I'm catching up to you, Brian. You're an amazing pickleball player, so I'm very honored and grateful. And I'm learning a new sport. And I don't know about you, Brian, but I grew up in sports. And I remember having that love for working in it as a team, working for a common goal, going to practice, having something to strive for. And when I got into the job and the real world of being an adult and having a job, I lost that zest for life of competition. And that's why I love entrepreneurship. And it's very parallel to pickleball, where if you don't put in the practice, you don't put in the work, you're not going to improve. And showing up every day and practicing. And so I love having that competition, because it also brings out that hunger and that excitement to continue to go after goals and achieve things in life.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. So real quick, Christina says, hi, Dave and Brian.
Hey, what's up, Christina?
The woman that's near and dear to my heart, my girlfriend. Thank you for watching the show. Happy that you're here. And you got to meet her also on the pickleball court as well.
So, she's a rock star. That's inspired.
I tell you, I realized the same things, that, it was a long time since there was competition, competitive sports, but at the same time, it's also very social of a game. You get to meet so many people from so many different backgrounds, and just a lot of fun connections that we probably wouldn't have made if we didn't have pickleball. So that's an exciting part of it too.
Yeah, what's so interesting I found, Brian, is that the pickleball community is also like-minded people that are entrepreneurial, they're fun, they're playful, they're competitive, and they got that edge. And I just find myself, I have friends in different areas of life, like all of us do, but my pickleball buddies, there's just so much of a connection there. You like hanging out with them, you like playing with them, and then there's that competition side, and you can actually see how somebody lives life by how they actually play. There are those people that are very aggressive, and sometimes they get into somebody else's lane, and then there's other people that are a little bit more reserved, and sometimes, they just kind of go with the flow. And it's just awesome to see the different personalities, because you can translate that into business in a big way.
Profiling. We can profile.
There you go.
Well, that's awesome, man. So, we talked about the name of this show being Decentralizing the Digital Advertising World. I, when I saw what you are doing, it's just such a no-brainer, especially with that R word coming, recession. The business owners are looking for other opportunities of how to be able to drive more revenue. Um, I definitely, it's something that is really going to help so many businesses be able to make it through. Well, there we go. Tim, our friend Tim from Pickleball. Yes, let's go, Dave and Brian.
What's up, Tim? See you on the court, buddy, tomorrow night.
I'm going to be out there tonight, so get ready.
Sweet.
So for the sake of the viewers, Dave, we talk about decentralized. What is decentralized and centralized? What's the difference between the two? What do they mean?
Yeah, great question. And so when we talk about decentralized and centralized, let's talk about centralized first. What does something that's centralized mean? And an easy comparison would be the telecommunications industry. When that was built out, if we remember back in the early 1990s, all these cell phones came out, but you couldn't really use them because there wasn't enough reception in different areas. So what did the major telecommunications company do? At the time, it was AT&T, we got Verizon, T-Mobile. These companies, there are major companies, and they centralized that build out, which means there was very few companies, and usually they're massive, huge companies that centralize it, which means it's owned by them. So they built out the infrastructure, they paid for all the cell phone towers, they hired employees, they buy real estate, they put cell phone towers all over the country and all over the world now, and they own it. So they centralized it, which means they built it, nobody else can participate, they kept it centralized. If you look at our banking system, it's the same thing. It's the private central bank that actually owns everything's got to go through them, and there's only a select few of them. When we talk about decentralization, let's talk specifically about the digital advertising world. It's a new world now. We think about when the internet came around, and who has centralized the digital advertising world? Well, it's the same characters, but now you got Facebook, you got YouTube, you got Google, you got these centralized companies, mega companies, and who gets left out when it's centralized? We, the people, get left out. The very few, the ones that own these mega companies, are the ones that win. So how do you decentralize something? Well, when you decentralize something, then all of a sudden, we, the people, can actually start participating. It's just like with the telecommunications industry. They started to decentralize actually the power grids. But what's happening right now with the digital advertising world is there's a company that started 7 years ago that disrupted the digital advertising world, but nobody had heard about it. Now it's starting to make some waves. And how did they do that? Well, they did it with an amazing technology called Loop TV. So let me just kind of explain this a little bit. So right now, most businesses, if you really think about it, whether it be a convenience store, I just went to a gas station, the AM/PM that's over here, or an Arco or a Shell, and when you walk in, there's a convenience store that usually has 1 or 2 screens in there. Or you walk into a doctor's office and you might see 1 or 2 TV screens, or you go to a sports bar that got multiple screens on there. What are they usually showing on their screen? Well, for most of them, they probably have some cable service or direct TV, and they're paying a monthly fee in order to show what? In order to show some type of channel. Maybe it's sports, maybe it's the like National Geographics, or they're showing something on there. And every once in a while, what normally shows up every couple of minutes is
commercials.
What? A commercial. That's exactly right. And what commercial is it? Those commercials are paying the TV stations mega bucks to reach customers. And those customers that are coming into your business, if you're a small business owner, are actually, you're not getting paid any of that, but you're showing somebody's commercial. So who's making all the money? The television stations, the digital advertising, they've centralized it. Well, what if there was a way to turn that around? What if there's a way where instead of just showing cable and television and sports and letting everybody else make all the money, what if there was a way where you could actually develop your own personal screen strategy? See, a few months ago, Brian, I didn't know what screen strategy meant. But now anytime I talk to a business owner, I always ask them, and I see, so the two things that need to happen. Number one, a business needs to have at least one screen in order to work with our program. Number two, it's got to be open to the public. As long as it has those two things, then we can talk about a screen strategy. So if for the business owners that are out there, I'll ask you, what is your screen strategy? And most business owners that I talk to, Brian, they don't even know what that means. They're like, well, what do you
look at you like the deer in the headlights. What are you talking about? You know, we had Tim on. We should have asked him the question. Tim, by the way, is one of the best podiatrists in the country. There he is. You can see his picture. Everybody look him up. If you have any issues with feet, give him a call.
He's the feet and foot guy. I love it.
He's a podiatrist. Yep. And they do a phenomenal job. So I'm sure the question would have been good to ask him about the screen strategy because he has his medical practice.
Absolutely. And for most businesses, you know, they don't necessarily have a screen strategy. It's just they got a screen and there's something showing on the screen, and their hopes is that it makes the customer experience better. Maybe they're just kind of in the waiting room and they're watching something and they're showing some sitcom like Friends, or who knows what it is that they're showing while they're in the waiting room. Well, what if there was a way to turn your screen into a profit center for you, for your business? And this is where the creator and the founder of Loop TV comes in. And I've been very fortunate, Brian, to have met Sean Driscoll, who was the creator and the founder. And basically what he's done, and his company and his team, is it's turned the digital advertising world upside down. And here's what he did to get this whole thing started. He actually has a music background. And through his connections and the people that he met over the years, he actually has licensed over 450,000 videos, including over 200,000 music videos. So for the business owners that are out there, you know that if you have a public business, by law, you are not allowed to show anything that's copyrighted or licensed, including music videos and things like that, unless you have the license to show it in a public forum. You can play all the videos you want in your home, but once you get into a business, now it gets into the licensing thing. And so what Sean did, he created this little technology, a little box. It's called a Loop TV. Over 450,000 licensed videos, from music videos, drone footage, even trivia, all kinds of amazing, even viral videos of pets. I mean, you name it, they've licensed it.
They've got kids videos too on there.
They got kids videos, so many different videos, and there's also several dozen channels that you can actually pre-program it. But these videos are amazing, and not only are they great for the customer experience because they captivate somebody's attention. So now they're watching something while they're there, and now there's a screen strategy. Now what makes it so special as well is the business owner that has the Loop TV can pre-program what it is that they want. So something that's maybe in a restaurant or a bar might be a lot different than somebody who's a podiatrist like Tim, or who has a dental office. It might be a different experience, and they might be showing different videos there. But what they can also do, and what we found a lot of business owners really love, is that they can actually start to create their own digital advertising for their personal business and put it up on the screen. As an example, there are doctors, let's just say. Doctors are great at what they do, but they might not be the best salesperson. They might not be the best marketer. And let's say they have some elective services in their practice that they want their customers to know about. Well, either the person at the front desk, or they might mention it. But what if there was a way to take that elective service that you have, something new that you're bringing, or something that you want to launch, a new service that you have available, and every 3 to 5 minutes, it'll pop up on the screen. So while your customers are in their waiting room, they're watching really cool videos, they're getting entertained, and all of a sudden, your personal advertising comes up of something, a special that you're running, or a new elective service that you have at the office. And instead of you having to tell the customer, they organically see it. And what we found especially because the videos are so captivating. It gets people's attention and our eyeballs are actually looking at the television, and all of a sudden the small little advertising comes up. What starts to happen is a lot of times people will start to ask, well, tell me more about that service. Can I actually add that service? And businesses, their revenue starts to go up because people are now starting to purchase those elective services.
I think also one thing that I heard is that you can actually create that in a video and educate them while they're sitting there too as to what it is, right? So that way it's informative, and you could make a call to action at the end, and have the patients wanting that service.
Absolutely. It can be a picture, it can be a video. A lot of businesses are getting creative with it. So what's really cool, it makes it so much credibility is, again, the screen is going, all these amazing videos are showing, and now you're advertising, and you can even put your logo on the screen as well. So it gives it also more credibility for your customers and clients as they're having that experience to see, wow, okay, this is a little bit more than maybe I anticipated. It gives your business a lot of credibility.
And then the other thing that we talked about briefly earlier was the fact that there's reciprocity. So you could actually go to your neighbors and tell them that you could put their advertisements on your TVs and vice versa to get the word out and spread it even further, right?
Absolutely. And that's a great way of working and connecting with your business neighbors that you have out there. But one thing I also forgot to mention is how this whole thing works is there are major companies all over the United States that they spend lots of money on advertising and marketing. And so what Loop TV has done is they've gone to these businesses and they've said, listen, we have access to these kinds of businesses. Right now, I think they're close to 12,000 businesses that have Loop TV devices. And how would you like to reach our business customers by advertising your business on their screens? So these companies pay Loop TV mega bucks in order to advertise, and Loop TV actually shares in the revenue with the small business owners. And how does that work? Well, every once in a while, every 10 to 20 minutes, what happens is as these Loop TV devices are playing the videos, every 10 to 20 minutes, there'll be what we call an unobtrusive advertising that shows up. And it shows up in a double screen. So it doesn't even stop the video. It doesn't stop the sound of the video that's playing. And it'll pop up. Doesn't even say anything. It's just now an advertising that shows up of, let's say, a Sony or some type of relevant business to the business that it's showing it in. And then it goes away. That business that just advertised on that screen pays Loop TV a lot of money in order to have a broader range and reach more people. Well, in turn, the business owner that has the Loop TV device playing also receives compensation for that advertising that's happening in your business. So I want to repeat that because here's where the magic is, and it brings the power back into the small business owner. So instead of paying commercials that you're not getting paid for, because a business owner asked me the other day, well, I don't want anybody advertising to my customers. Well, it turns out right now, what are you showing? Well, I'm showing the news, and well, the news is showing commercials every so often, right? But are they paying you for that? No, but you're still advertising to your customers, but you just don't even realize you're doing that because we're so used to just having TV and commercials come on board. Well, the difference here is with that small little advertising, how would you like to get paid on that? Well, how do I get paid? Well, you get paid on a monthly basis, and there's a way and on all that. And I don't want to go into details on that, but there's a way business owners actually can get paid on a monthly basis based on how many hours of Loop TV your business is running.
I think Tim jumped back in here and he said, I agree, great idea. Something Rob is his brother and business partner. Something Rob and I have thought about, creating stream videos about our services, etc. That's a great idea, Tim. Happy to get information out to you. That's why we're sharing it here.
And I could already see this. Tim and Rob, you guys got such great electric personalities. where you guys can do some really cool, fun, and entertaining, but also informative videos. And imagine being able to upload that into the Loop TV back office, and you can actually program it every 5 videos, every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. That advertising will pop up on your behalf, and it literally loops with all the other videos that are on there. So there's really cool things that you can do with it for sure. But here's the kicker.
Wait. I know the kicker. Drum roll, please. How much does this cost? How much does it cost the business owner?
I mean, so think about this. If you're a business owner and you know a business needs to run on revenue that comes in, and you have a little device that just plugs right into your HDMI, you got access to 450,000 licensed videos, channels galore that you can pre-program. You can add your own advertising on there, and it's going to pay you a monthly income based on how many play hours you play. How much do you think we should charge a business to provide that service?
It should be.
Right now, there's companies out there that are not doing what we're doing, but they obviously charge money for digital advertising. And here is the kicker, Brian.
Tell me.
It is 100% free to the business owner.
What?
They don't pay for the device. They don't pay for the service. They don't pay for the hardware. They don't even pay for the shipping and handling.
You're kidding me. Nothing. They don't have to pay shipping and handling?
No,
that's unheard of.
It is zero cost to the business owner. And again, the reason why, right? Nothing in life is for free. Sometimes when we hear free, we're like, okay, what's the catch? It's because Loop generates all the revenue through the sale of the digital advertising to these major corporations that pay them a lot of money. And for them, the benefit is I can be in a business and I can actually target certain customers that might be in a doctor's office, that might be at a restaurant. And I know these are the people that I want brand recognition with these customers, and potentially they might buy some of our products or services down the road, but it's specific. It's target marketing, and that's how we're decentralizing the digital advertising world.
That's unbelievable. So Janice Sweeney says, wow, thanks for all the information. And then, wow, no cost. Crazy. I agree with you, Janice, 100%. That's insane. Mm-hmm. So I guess the question is, why wouldn't any business that has at least one screen and be open to the public not install Loop TV? What would stop them from wanting to do it?
Well, the number one thing is they probably have never heard about it yet. First of all, that's number one. So Loop TV has been around for 7 years. As a matter of fact, it's a publicly traded company. They're most likely going to be on a NASDAQ in the next couple of months. And for 7 years, Loop TV's strategy was basically just doing Facebook ads. And they put about 7,000 Loop TV devices around the country. That's it. In 7 years, 7,000. That's all they were able to put out into the marketplace. So hardly any business owner have even heard about it. A couple of months ago, they came to iHub Meta. iHub Meta, we are master marketers and affiliate marketers. And they said, let's do a beta test to see how you guys would be able to put these into businesses, show the value, and get businesses to put them on. Within 4 weeks, less than 30 days, Brian, we put in 5,000 Loop TV devices in 30 days. Wow. Now we're well over 10,000 Loop TV devices. So we more than doubled what they did in 7 years in less than 90 days. So now iHub Meta has the exclusive rights where basically, in order to get these Loop TV devices, you got to hear about it from somebody in iHub Meta, and we help set it up. So I would say 2 things. Number one, most businesses have never heard about it yet, because when they do and they really understand that they can also generate some extra revenue to their bottom line and remove some of their cost of whatever cable or direct TV that they're currently using, that's number one. They haven't heard about it. Number 2, in my experience, sometimes business owners, they're so locked into, not that they know it all, but they know it all in their business, that they're somewhat closed-minded and they think it's too good to be true. And my response to any business owner that says that, but what you just told me, it is way too good to be true. My response is always, is it too good to even give it a try, right? What if what we're saying is true? And you got it for free, no money out of your pocket. You got the videos, you got the digital advertising, you start earning some extra money income. What if that were true? Why wouldn't you at least give it a try?
Good question. So, so summing all that up, right? So no cost to the business owner, not even shipping. They could eliminate their cable and or direct TV bill or whatever they have flowing now into the business on all the screens, right? So they're no cost. They're actually saving money because they don't have to pay that bill anymore. And to top it off, they actually will make money for just playing the TVs.
Hello? Ding, 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 ding. I hope there are some business owners that we can help with your screen strategy. As you can tell, I'm passionate about this because if you got to know me, the reason I became a police officer, Brian, is because I love to protect and serve. I got a heart for serving people. And when I talk about people, I mean people like me and you, average people that we might have an average life. And what I mean by average is that we weren't born with a silver spoon in our mouth, right? Our parents are not Fortune 500 CEOs and we have, generational wealth left to us. So we're just average, but we got extraordinary dreams. And if there's a way where we can help the average person, the average business owner out by improving the quality of their systems and their businesses, I'm all about it. And that's why when I shared it with you, Brian, I could see the light bulbs going off because you have a similar path. This is why you started Pharus Global, because you want to help the small business owner. You want to help people, and you have so many incredible services and products that you provide on the business level that adding this Loop TV to your portfolio, I know you're going to crush it, buddy.
We already got them in the office here, so they're running. Unbelievable way to be able to, and it's perfect timing too, Dave, because unfortunately we're in a recession, heading into a recession, however you want to say it. Business owners are going to look for ways to be able to cut expenses. Oh, and another thing that they can do besides cutting expenses, now they're making money as well for playing the TVs, right? Could they then take that money and drop it back into marketing?
I guess they could, the business, if it's going to make you more money by putting that money back into your marketing, of course, sometimes you got to reinvest in your business. For
there
sure.
You go. So now they could double their marketing budget, right, without even having to pay it. There's a concept, isn't it?
I like it. I like the way you're thinking.
The other thing that I thought about too for the medical practices out there that have stations like dental offices, stations where their patients are being drilled or whatever they're having done. Why not put another TV right there for them to be able to watch and be distracted instead of yelling at you for filling in that cavity or pulling a tooth, right? And for the TV, you pay one time for the TV, and then it pays you over and over again after that, right?
Absolutely. Great idea.
Very cool stuff. So where do you see this all going, Dave? Where are we headed with all of it?
Well, I mean, we have a lofty goal between iHub Meta and Loop TV to help 250,000 businesses within the next 2 years. And so that's I know it's a lofty goal because right now I think there are about 12,000, somewhere around there, that they actually have active Loop players that are playing in businesses, and really to bring the power back to the people. So that's Loop TV, and as we start to grow, we'll obviously have other technology and other devices and stuff like that. But right now, Loop TV is really helping to create a great customer experience for people. And as you said, right now we're going into potentially into a recession. And if there was a way to cut costs and increase income, we definitely want to help, even if it's just a conversation to see if it worked for you. But what I will share with you is there are a couple of things that unfortunately there are people that don't qualify for our program. And as much as I love home-based entrepreneurs don't qualify for a Loop TV device. So in other words, if you're working from home, even if you have a home office or you have a studio where you cut hair at your home, we unfortunately can't. It's got to be open to the public, and it's got to be in a business setting and at least one screen.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that almost makes people want to go out and get an executive suite or someplace where they could have customers come in,
It
right?
could be. Maybe make more money and expand, right? Stuff to increase your.
Just saying. So real quick shout out, Eric Yuji. Thanks for watching. Eric Klein, Terry Fellowitz, Janice Sweeney, we talked to earlier. Yvette Ulloa. Do you happen to know Yvette, Dave?
No, where is she? We got the same last name, but where's she from?
She is awesome. That's Dave's better half. And
oh, now she wants to get all up in the video.
There she is.
Thank you, sweetie. She says hello. Sends her love.
Lots of love back. Lots of love back. And we also thanks Tim and Christina for joining us. Any other things that we may have missed, Dave, before we say goodnight for the evening?
You know, the more and more I learn about Loop TV and what it provides, the more and more excited I get. And so for any of you that are business owners out there and at least want to maybe learn some more or find out more information about it, one of the things that's really cool is you have full control over your Loop TV back office where you can upload and pre-program anything you want. Literally the systems and the technology they created make it so simple to be able to do it. So if you're out there and you're saying, man, this sounds pretty cool, let's at least have a conversation. Feel free to reach out to me or Brian. You can connect with me there. You see my email address there. My phone number is on there as well, Dave at daveulloa.com, or you can reach out to me, 818-631-1307. And if you email me, put in I get so many emails a day, but put in the subject line Loop TV so I know it's you and that you're reaching out based on today's information that you saw. But I really see us creating a wave. And right now, Loop TV and iHub Meta, we're just in the United States with our devices, but not too far. We're going to go international. And we'll be in Mexico. We'll be in Brazil. We'll be in Europe. So right now, we're at the infancy stages of this incredible movement that's helping small businesses around the country.
That is awesome. So Tim just said, awesome info. We'll talk more on the courts.
Well, give me a 5-point lead, or else I can't do two things at once, Tim.
There you go. There you go. And by the way, for the record, you can see Dave and I out on the courts. We're going to be playing in the tournament coming up in Pictona in October. We're going to be doubles partners, bringing home the golds, baby.
That's it. Yeah, gold or go home, man. We got gold or nothing.
There you go. There you go. One more quick shout out, Kimberly Mills Ludat. Thank you for watching the show, and we appreciate you guys being here. Dave, you're the best, man. Thank you for being on the show and for giving out so much good information. Reach out to Dave if you need more information. You can reach out to me as well. This is a no-brainer, guys, for businesses that are open to the public that have TV screens. They should be lining up around the corner to be able to get these players. So,
and Brian, I just want to give a big shout out to you and Pharus Global. I know how much work and time and energy you put in and how much value you add to the marketplace. So the more I get to know you and all the things that you do, I'm just really honored to know you as a friend and now a business partner. So I really appreciate you and the community that follows you and that gets value from you. I'm sure that they appreciate as well. I think in life and in business, sometimes we miss too many opportunities just to thank somebody and acknowledge all the great things that they're doing. So I really appreciate you, Brian.
Thank you. And likewise, everything right back at you, my friend. And your better half.
Yes, she is. Not a pickleball yet, but she's getting there.
Getting there. All right, guys. Well, this is our Live at 5 every Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you'd like to be on the show, you can find my contact information at pharusglobal.com. Happy to get you on the schedule. Let's talk about business. We're happy to get the word out there for everybody. Dave, thank you very much again. Appreciate having you on. Keep me posted. Let us know when new things are happening. We'll be happy to have you back on the show again.
Outstanding. Sounds great, Brian. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you guys again real soon.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night.